All right, guys, we got a lot of news today covering all kinds of things, so I might be a little all over the place because there's just so much to go over. I don't even know what order to put it in. Okay, so I talked to Thomas, and soon we're going to be able to change the times that we want our agent to run in campaigns. So with outbound dials, right now you can run, I think, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., something around there. Soon we're going to be able to adjust it. So maybe we want to run from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. or from 3 to 4, so we can adjust that very soon. I know some of you guys think you're experiencing some delays, but you're half right, right? Because Air doesn't actually have delays. They fixed it all, so Air is not delayed anymore. If you actually test it, you can see that Air, the agent itself, doesn't detect delays. So it's actually Twilio that's having the problem, and they're getting that fixed. But it's really up to Twilio at this point. Some things you can do though that may be affecting in the Air agent is if you have too long a prompt. So let's say you have a line break, then a paragraph, then a line break, right? If that paragraph is more than like 50 words, it's not going to go well because the agent right now we're running on GPT 3.5. It can't really process that much information that quickly. Once we upgrade to GPT 4, once that's out, and we can upgrade that, it is out. But once we can upgrade to it, then that won't be a problem anymore. But for now, I'd keep it under 50 words before the next line break. And also, if you want to go in the advanced section and just completely remake the script and just spend, I mean, it's going to cost you probably a good amount of money and a lot of time. But if you want to do that, I'm sure you could find a way to just completely remove all the lag. So Zapier actions, they were destroyed, then they got fixed. Now today they got messed up again because they released the new webhook today. I posted a video about that earlier. And when they released that new webhook, something got messed up with the Zapier. So they're on it. They know about it. They're fixing it as soon as they can. There's also aware that the AI stops talking for some people at some point. It's very weird. But when you look at your script, almost every time this happens, it's going to be at the same point in your script. So what I would recommend doing is go to the advanced editor, just copy paste your script over, and then right before the line where it usually stops, just put a in brackets, say you need to say this line. You have to say it. And a lot of times I will make the AI be like, I don't want to say this. And it's like, okay, wait, I have to say this. It says it, and then we'll continue with the script as normal. So the reason that actually works is because Air is having a problem right now with actually detecting and understanding our voice. That's another reason that latency is coming in. So it's really this and Twilio. Once those things are fixed, that's it. But what's happening is if you're in a noisy environment, especially, but even if you're not, even if you're speaking a little bit too quiet or whatever, the AI won't detect it or won't be confident in what you said, and it won't really know what to say. So a lot of times it just ends up saying nothing. But if you put in the advanced script, you have to say this line, it will then say it, and it'll say it regardless because it knows it has to, right? And that's being fixed because obviously, realistically, when we're doing outbound dials or inbound, we can't expect that everyone is in this perfect studio room, right? They're going to be out doing whatever they're doing, so that's going to get fixed. So this one is huge. So earlier today they released the new seed phrases, right? But I think there were some bugs, so they removed it. But in the next, I was told 24 hours, but in the next 24 to 72 hours, it is going to be out, and that's going to allow you to remove the hey, hey, prospect name exclamation mark and replace it with whatever you want. Because right now, if you don't have that to start, everything's gonna get messed up, and that whole little situation is gonna go away very soon. For a lot of people, also the agent was skipping over a certain line or skipping over a part of the text. Once again, throw it in the advanced editor, make it very clear to the AI that it has to say that. Like you have to. You're gonna get fired if you don't say this. You have to make it very clear. Even putting it in caps a lot of times helps. This one's also really big. Soon, I heard we're going to be able to have the ability to end calls whenever we want to. So we're going to be able to program the AI to say, okay, they're done talking, we're done talking, they don't want to buy it, let's just end the call. Right now, I think one or two people have figured out how to do it with the advanced editor. It's very weird. I don't think it's supposed to be possible, but I think someone figured out how to do it. But very soon it will be. Another really huge update is we're going to go international soon. That means we got Europe, we got Australia, we got everywhere. There's just a lot of like compliance issues behind that, but once they get it figured out, we're golden. So right now, Air's top priorities is just making sure that the actions are working, they're firing how they're supposed to. They want to make sure that the logic trees, especially in the advanced editor, are going how they're supposed to go. And they're going to add a new update to it where you're going to be able to kind of tell the AI how closely you want it to follow that. So you can say, I want you to have the general outline, right? I want you to follow this logic tree generally, or 100% you have to follow this. So you're going to be able to choose that very soon. And then they're also, most of the dev team right now is just focused on stability. They just want everything to be stable and they want everything to scale, right? We're going to scale more and make everything stable, and then we're golden, right? Then we can focus on the extra things. And I know I keep saying everything is very soon, but that's why, because Air is a huge project. It's a very complicated software, and they have the best, but they don't have a lot. There's not that many people working on this right now. They don't have that many engineers. And when there's a problem, it has to be fixed, it has to be addressed. But a lot of the time, it can't be addressed while also working, like while they're also working on these new features, right? So they're going back and forth between new features, putting out fires, new features, putting out fires. But they're working very hard, like very, very hard, and it's gonna all come very soon. Okay, another really huge one is they're gonna have live transfer. So that's going to be out like any day now. I heard tomorrow. I keep hearing tomorrow, but like I said, they're putting out a lot of fires. There's bugs that's happening. But I don't know if you look in the air agent. I don't know if you saw it yet, but if you look in the air agent and you go to the actions, now there's two different actions you can choose from. So there's Cal, and then there's just the everything action. So you're going to add one more. So it's going to be a third action just for live transfers. And how it's going to work is that when the agent says something, it's going to trigger that action to call a different number. So let's say the agent says, "Should I transfer you to Can I transfer you to my manager?" And the person's like, "Yeah, for sure, let's do it." And then the air will be like, "Okay, great, I'll transfer you now." So when it says, "I'll transfer you now," you can create that sentence and put that into an action. So as soon as the AI says that, an action will be triggered that automatically will call the number that you put in there, right? So it automatically dial somebody. Could be yourself, could be one of your employees. Automatically dial them, and the call will be transferred. Now, the only reason that this is not out yet is because Twilio is having this problem where it thinks that Air is still on the call with the person even after it's been transferred. And Air, because they're amazing, they don't want you guys to get charged while the call is with a human, right? So what Air wants it to happen is that you call the phone, you're being charged this whole time, but then when the AI transfers it to a human, you immediately stop getting charged, right? That's what Air wants to do. That's what we all want to do. But Twilio is not seeming to understand that. So once they get it figured out with Twilio, then we'll be golden and we'll be good to go and we can roll it out. And then last thing, there's going to be a rework to the billing section too. So I don't know any details about this. I'm completely speculating, but I assume that in the billing section, we're going to have a list. Maybe we can customize it. We can add filters so we can see exactly what we spent our money on, where we spent it, how many people we dialed for, how many people we got for it. So it's just be a lot more in depth. And you can take that data and you can give it to prospects, right? You can give it to your employees, depending on what business you have, depending if you are an agency, and it will help us all out a lot with just seeing if we really are profitable with this. All right, guys, that was it. As always, I really appreciate all the support, and I really appreciate if you click the link in my description and sign up with the Air Priority servers. So it's a link directed to me, but you get priority servers. So most people are in this line, right? You're in this line. You get the fast pass. You get the fast line. Your campaigns go off faster, and you get early access to new beta features. And like I said, it helps me out too, and I really appreciate that. And if you're new to Air, if you never used it, if you're just getting into it, and it's your first time seeing a video on this, I also have a link to my website in the description, and you can go there and book a call with me. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.